Okay, thank you. It's a big pleasure to be here today with all of you, one more year sharing all the improvements and the last developments we did in the last year. I know it's a little bit late, so I promise I'm going to make this simple and fast. The real story behind your maps, that's the title of my presentation. Why did I do that? I feel that in these kind of events, we're all the time talking a lot about ourselves. And today I wanted to give it a more personal touch. I wanted to tell you the stories of the people that are behind the scenes of the projects that we made, and tell you who they are, which problems did they have, and how do we solve them. So first story is Posterscope. I believe you were all here in the presentation that they gave, so nothing more to add, that they are an international agency company and that they work all over the world. And this is Carlos Olmo. He is head of data of Posterscope. Every day, he needs to decide where's the best location to put an advertising campaign of one of their customers. Their customers are Nike, Coca-Cola, Adidas, such big brands. And he had a request from all the customers that was quite common, was, okay, I want to put my advertising campaign in the closest billboard to a POI, Mercadona, for instance, here. That's not a very complex request, but it take like a few hours for him to do it. So we decided to solve that problem within XY, is the internal tool that we built for them. And it's just quite easy, as you see here. These are the functionality that they have. They just go to planification. They can digital campaign, planification out of home, and they go to proximity circuits. They just need to type down the name of the POI. In this case, it's Mercadona, a supermarket, the one that I know from Spain. And we just get a map with all the Mercadonas in Spain, with all the billboards that are closest to those Mercadonas. If we dig a little bit in, we go to Madrid, you can also say, okay, I don't want the closest, but the two more closest Mercadonas, billboards, sorry. So you see that it's quite simple to solve the analysis. And you can also say, okay, but I want to see how many billboards do I have in 100 meters around, or in 250 meters, or in 5 meters. So it's quite easy. They just need to simulate the campaign, and they get all the results in a simple, they download the data, it's in a very simple way. So one problem solved. Second story is Mastercard. We all know that they have the most powerful data set in the world. And she's Cindy Pitts. She is Director of Data and Location Insights. Her challenge was big. For several years, her team was building an index that qualifies all the location in the United States and several other countries about the spend and the transactions that were made in a particular place. So she needed to get a platform where she could monetize all that information and take advantage of it. So after many discussions and many conversations, we finally came up with the design and the solution of Mastercard Retail Location Insights. That is the example that we have here. This is the home page, where you can see that there are a few questions that are predefined, so you can just quickly jump into looking for the luxury areas for a particular city, for the foodie areas, for example, or you can just type in a city, and you explore the Mastercard index. And what you see in the map with a simple glance, you see which are the most powerful locations, and those that are not so powerful, with this simple color scale ramp. There are different boundaries. We have, this is the United States, of course, but we have blocks, tracts, zip codes, and there are different metrics. For example, now here we're seeing the ticket size. This is a panel in which you can simply check, okay, I want to see the high locations. And you can click on one of them, and you see all the information related to the index in that particular place. So you see the comparison within the metrics. This is the ticket size, but with the transaction volume, stability, growth. You can also see the evolution in the last 5 years of that place. You can see in which industries do people buy most: eating places, insurance, and also spend and transactions. And you can see the picture of which people do live there, the age, the income, and the educational level. And also a very important piece of information is the consumer journey, is where are people coming to buy in that place? From which zip codes are those coming? So you can see the analysis here. And so for the track that we were seeing, this is the list of the zip codes that come to buy. And this is the detail of that zip code. The information, other places that they go to buy, and so on. If we go back to the main page, you can also move all the index to get the values that you want in a very easy way, as you see. And you see I have now top and high locations. And what was very, very useful, and they were very proud of it, is the report. It's a very simple way to share within your own organization all the metrics that the index can give you in a simple PDF. So it's just ready to email it. Fourth story, it's broccoli. I know you like the name. This one is special because it was not coming from another customer. It came from ourselves. It's an optimization engine. And this is Cayetano. He is head of data of Geographica, and he has been several years facing very, very complex problems. One day, he was asked to create the optimization engine that delivers 1 million parcels every day in Ireland. Another day, he was asked to create all the engine to all the waste collection in the city of Barcelona, the route optimization engine for Barcelona city. So after facing all those very, very heavy and complex problems, we decided that it was quite nice to create a product, that is broccoli, in which we can give it to another customers that it's very easy to customize with their business rules. This is an example of broccoli. This is a plan of a current customer. You can filter by date. You can also filter by depot. Depot is the origin and the destiny of the routes. And you can click in a route that was planned for one particular day. So it's the plan for that day. It has 3 routes. You can identify the driver for each route, the kilometers that they're going to make, the type of vehicle. And if you click inside one of those routes, you see all the stops that he needs to make and what's the estimated time of arrival for all of the stops in that route. Also, what we made is it's a very easy way to copy in different formats, like JSON. So that's quite easy to be consumed by another applications, for example, a GPS that they have in the cars. Fifth story is Trovo. This is the story of a discovery. He's Héctor García. Most of you may know him. He's CEO of Geographica. And every time he came from a meeting with a customer, he always said the same. He's always said, this customer's need can be all solved by Trovo. So CARTO and Geographica, we joined forces last year, and we made this application that is one of the most powerful geospatial tools right now in the market. It's a site planning tool plus a customer CRM and a territory management tool. Let's see it. You have all this functionality. You can analyze your stores, compare, predict new stores, search for twin areas, CRM, and territory management. So if you have all your stores in the map, you can just click on one of it, and we come up with all the information that this application has. It's a mix of very powerful data sources. You can see the information for different catchment areas, 10 minutes walking, 20 minutes walking, and 30 minutes walking or driving. And you can see information about visitors coming from Vodafone, economics coming from BBVA, demographics, real estate from Idealista, and POIs. So just clicking one of those data sources, you get, like, in a simple glance, all the information that that particular area has, and you have all the widgets that you can play with the information as you wish. It's also quite a nice functionality when you can compare. When you have different stores and you want to compare between some of them, you click on one store. In the right, in this moment, the screen just splits in two. And you see what's happening. For example, if you want to discover why one store is going much better than the other one, and you want to know the difference, maybe you need to look for the environmental issues that you may have in that store. Also, if you have the location of your competitors, it's quite easy to do the same and discover why your competitors are located in one place and you are not. So, for example, here you see that in one store, fashion spend is much higher than in the other one. And this is quite of the key analysis that we make here is the twin areas. For example, you know that there is a store that is working super well for you, and you just decide that you want to replicate that model. So you say, okay, I want to have this area in Madrid. So please take into account that I want 15 results. I want to have all these data sets involved, and please tell me where can I replicate this model. So after like 20 seconds, these are the results. And you know that if you want to replicate the performance of that store, those are the perfect areas that have the same information that the one that is working perfect for you. And this is the last developments that we did. If you have not only your stores, but also your customers, you can map them. And it's quite easy to make filters. For example, here, I just filter Madrid. And you can, in the widgets that you have on the right, you can say, okay, I want to see by the last time that I went to visit them. And I just want to see this particular time of the year and that particular salesperson, only the accounts that he owns. Of course, you can see the file with more data about every customer. Okay, and the last piece that we added just a month ago is a territory management tool that if you have on one hand all your customers mapped and you have all your sales team mapped, you can try to create an optimization of your territory. And for example, here what I'm doing is going to a province, Cádiz, and I'm saying that I want 150 accounts per seller. I want them to drive in a maximum of 4 hours a day, and I want to visit the customers at least once a month. So that process starts running, and that takes around 2 minutes to optimize. So here are the results. You see that I made the seller balance. They place it for more salesperson, because in that territory, if you need to match that criteria, you need to increase your sales team, for example. Okay, and the last story is for Telefónica Empresas. And this is a story of Laura Sanz. I believe she was here this morning. She is product manager of people location in Telefónica Empresas. And there was a big event a few weeks ago, a technological event here in Madrid, in IFEMA. And what she needed for this case was to have a big screen, all the event, a demonstration of indoor analytics inside the own event. So this is what we built. It's a simple visualization in which you can see how people are coming inside the venue all the time, and we are able to tell which is the stand that is having more visitors in every time, for example. And if you see that there are some blue lines, I don't know if you see from there, but there are some blue lines are those visitors that were coming from the Telefónica stand at first. And the second visualization is just how is the proper stand of Telefónica, and here you can see how the people are moving, so you can see which parts of the stand were more successful. Okay, and that's all I have. My conclusion just is that the technology is on our side, we just need to be creative. That's all.
Fantastic. Thank you, Paula. Okay.